Oh no, can you all see me? Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Where's this music coming from? Can you guys see me? I have no idea what I'm doing. Maybe. Oh god, that's embarrassing. Okay, I don't know how to get Cass in here though. But hello to everybody. Well, this is already going so well. Honestly though, it's going about as well as I expected it to. One sec. My Maybe I figured something out. Yeah, that's you. Okay, well, Cass is kind of here. So sorry for the delay. Well, while we're waiting, let me know how you guys are doing. Hey, something just happened. I am doing great. Thank you so much for asking. Did you figure it out? I feel honored that you woke up for this live stream. Thank you so much. Wait, can you guys hear Cass on the stream? Oh, the call ended. Okay. From Germany. Wow. Maybe Cass will join us eventually. Okay, so you can hear her. Why can't I hear her? Now I'm just really confused. Yeah.
Okay, I called you back, so you can't hear me, but everyone else can hear me?
Yeah. Now I'm all types of confused. Oh! Oh my gosh! Perfect. Okay, bye. Although you are muted. Hi. Cass, you're muted. Wait, no, I still can't hear. I'm so confused. Guys. No.
They can't hear me either?
No, they can't hear you.
Oh, please.
Guys, I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties. Well, it's just us now. Let me know what you guys are reading right now. We can have a little chat while we wait for her to figure that situation out.
Can you hear anything now?
I can hear you on our call. Oh, somebody's reading Throne of Glass. I hope you're liking it. I had very neutral thoughts on the first book, but it gets a lot better. Oh, somebody's reading the Shatter Me series. Maggie the Taste. Oh, I think we have.
I can't believe it's been 10 minutes.
Oh,
Okay, y'all hear me now?
I can hear you
Hear me now.
through the stream. So there's something.
Oh, bless. Hello, everybody. I am so sorry. Did you know it was possible to sleep through 6 alarms? Because that's what happened.
Knowing you, I do know it's possible.
Okay. Shall we actually start the content of today's video?
Nah,
live
let's just
stream?
struggle for another 15 minutes.
Honestly, it'd be on brand for me. I'm convinced I'm rubbing off on you because
No, I really think you are.
I saw the outro of your last video, and that's such a me outro. So, I've never been happier to see We Can Hear You. All right, Katie. So, what are we discussing today?
Today,
what's the vibe?
with the vibe for today, we're going to be talking about the 5th season, which
The
is
5th
our
season.
first book club read.
So exciting.
I'm very excited to talk about this, actually.
Me too. Me too.
So, first of all, what did you rate it?
I feel like this is going to catch me some heat.
Oh.
But I'm still debating between like a 3 and a 3.5, but probably 3.5. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. Originally, I was going to give it a 3.5, but then the whole like thing like coming together in the end, I was like, this is genius. I think I have to bump it up to a 4.
Yes, that's why I bumped mine up to a 3.5.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's just because I'm stupid. I was just confused for like half the book.
No, that's
And I
how
just
all
didn't
adult fantasy makes me feel.
Yeah. Heather says 5 out of 5, which I wish I could say. Like I wanted to love this book because
No,
I've
me
heard such
too.
good things.
I feel
And
like intellectual people like this book. So if you gave this a 5 out of 5 stars, you're just too smart for us.
no, literally. Cuz yeah. No, that's exactly how I feel. Is I
Yeah.
just felt stupid. I was like, I feel like I should understand this. But in my defense, I do read a lot of fantasy books, but not a lot of high fantasy books, nor like adult. Well, but even Crescent City, like when I read that for the first time, I was confused as hell.
Yeah.
So maybe I am just dumb. Like if I reread it and continue on the series, I feel like I understand it now.
Yeah.
Also, I discovered the glossary way too late.
Honestly, I
So
knew there was a glossary, but I just wasn't gonna use it.
yeah, I should have. Because then after I read the book, I went back and looked at the glossary and then things started to make sense.
Yeah.
So
I'm more
just
of a just like be confused and vibe kind of person.
which is what I ended up doing.
Yeah.
Dumb bitch energy, okay?
No, it was real high during this book until like the halfway point. Then I kind
Yes.
of like figured out what was going on and I was like, oh,
At what point did you start like enjoying it and being like, "Oh," because it took me a while to get into.
well, see, the thing is, I read like the first couple chapters and like it took me about that long to like get into it. And then a couple chapters later, I was like, I'm bored. But then, where was I going with this? But
I
then,
don't
like,
know.
once Demaya was like, I want my name to be Cyanide, I was like, you do?
That is the exact point I started to enjoy it,
Yeah.
which was like kind of deep into the book. I think there was like 300 pages, but sorry, I'm looking at my notes because I knew I would forget things to say.
We were supposed to have notes. I'm just
No,
talking from here.
I'm just a dumb bitch. I thought I already made that clear.
I already knew that.
Oh, whenever Cyanite meets Alabaster, I think that's when I was like, okay, now I vibe with one of the characters because I did not like Essen's point of view for the longest time.
So was
I was just
Cyanide your favorite point of view out of the whole thing?
I really like Cyanite and then Demaya because I mean, obviously it's the same person.
Yeah.
But I liked Demaya's point of view whenever she like defeated her bullies.
Yeah.
But then I liked Cyanite almost from the beginning. So I'll say Cyanite, but I hated Alabaster for the longest time. I
No,
was
he
just
was
over
so
him.
annoying.
He
I
really
think
was.
Cyanide was probably my favorite POV too. Like throughout the whole thing, like instantly, I was like, okay, she's like around my age. I can just like relate to her a little bit more. Like not on a whole level, because like I cannot quell earthquakes.
Earth shakes.
Earth
Sorry,
shakes?
I swear I'm looking at y'all. Like I'm looking at the comments. I want to know people's favorite point of views.
Yes,
Nosy.
please tell us.
Honestly, thank God there's only 27 people watching this.
There's only 27 people who can witness this nonsense.
Well, if you post it after, a lot more will see. Oh, goodness.
Cyanide was my favorite POV as well. Yeah, makes sense. A lot of
Emma says
Cyanide
Demaya.
in the chat. Nobody likes Esun though.
Right? I don't know. I think it was because like the age demographic, like I feel like of your viewers are probably around like 15 to 25.
Yeah.
And they're probably not mothers, so we can't really relate to Essen's character.
That's
I really liked Cyanite. I think that one of my favorite things, not one of my favorite things, because this is a stupid thing, but whenever Cyanite goes, sorry, this is why I wrote down notes, because I found this so funny. But whenever Cyanite meets Alabaster for the first time and's like, I'm here to fuck you, Earth Burn It. Is that worth disturbing your beauty rest? That's on page 69, which I found quite interesting.
I'm screaming at the fact that you noticed that.
Well, because I went to write down the quote and then the page number and I was like, stop.
Honestly, like during that whole like first chapter of Cyanides, the first couple pages, I was like, what's going on? And she was like, we're gonna have a child. I was like, they do that here? They just like assign
No.
that?
Yeah, because I was really confused too because I reread that chapter too because I didn't think she was serious when she was like, "I'm here to fuck you." I was
No, I
like,
had to go back
"Whoa, bro."
too. I was like, okay.
But it doesn't give any, like, preface or warning, unless it does, and I'm
No, I feel like
still
this whole
stupid.
book just like throws you into like everything and it's like figure it out. You'll
And
get there
yeah,
eventually.
and then the changing of point of views was so jarring because it took me a while to realize they were on different timelines too.
No, I
'Cause
didn't
I thought it
realize
was all the
that at
same, like,
all.
same time.
Like
Incorrect.
halfway through the book, I was like, why is only one of these POVs like experiencing a season right now? But I apparently didn't have enough like critical thinking skills to like actually do anything with that information.
Yeah. Now, when it was revealed that Demaya and Cyanite were the same character, did you suspect that Essen also was the same?
Honestly, like the thought crossed my mind, but I didn't really think about it much more than that. I was like, I'll figure it out eventually. Like maybe they are, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I think I suspected, like, straight then, I was like, "Oh, so all 3 of them are the same," but the way that Essen's character was revealed to be the same
Yeah.
was peak. Like, that is the moment when I knew I would never be a writer.
No, honestly,
Right there.
thinking about like N.K. Jemisin planning this book, I'm like, the intellect that this woman must have is unmatched. It's
Truly.
just such a cool concept because I didn't see it coming like at all.
No, and that was, like, the really nice part was like, well, it could have been because I was stupid, but I didn't see anything coming except for, Essen's entire, like, peaceful life on that one little island being
Yeah.
destroyed. Like, I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Now, how did you feel about what's his face? Inan? I think it was?
Oh, the third in the thruple.
The third of the throuple. Yep.
I really liked his character, and it made me so sad when the Guardians were just like, no, not anymore.
Brutally murdered. Oh, the way he was killed too. I was so sad.
No, me
Okay,
too.
I wasn't
And
that sad, but I was a little sad.
I'm just kind of like, oh, and then I moved on.
Well, that was brutal. All right, onward. Oh, her child.
Somebody
She kills
said
her
I
child.
like
Cool. Onward.
I like the things that were unexpected but still made sense, which is honestly how I would like describe this book. I feel like that's
Yeah.
good.
I definitely see myself probably next year, like, rereading this book and then continuing the series. I
Mhm.
don't know if I'm gonna continue the series straight away. I'm actually interested to see if anyone is gonna, like, for sure continue the series.
Yeah, did anybody like it enough that they're gonna pick up books 2 and 3?
Because I know there's a lot of talk in the Discord about wanting to continue the series, but I feel like I'll have to reread this before continuing, which is what I did with Crescent City, because
Mhm.
now it makes more sense. Because high fantasy is a whole chore. Like, I
That's
even annotated this a little bit, but then I felt like too stupid as I was annotating. I was like, am I just writing random crap down to pretend I'm smart? Half half of my annotations are just questions and me
that's me
saying, like, what's
annotating any
happening.
book ever.
Just more questions than answers. Oh,
Yeah.
there was something I was gonna ask you. I don't remember what it was. Mm, I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah.
I feel like I had questions for this live, but now that we're here, I'm like, oh,
Right?
I've left
Gone.
my head.
Gone. Clearly, I do not do well under pressure.
No, I've been like so nervous for this live. I'm like, what if I forget how to speak?
Honestly, same. But I also thought we would just go off on tangents because neither of us can have, like, a normal conversation.
No, I've been told that by so many people in my life.
But the problem is, it's like it's both of us. Like,
I
we're
know.
both the problem.
No, if you
There's
get
no
two
single.
people who go on tangents together, it is a never-ending spiral.
Hey, but we got to the topic of the book 10 minutes in, but we got there. Or
Yeah.
15 minutes in? I don't know.
Oh, thank you to whoever Olivia for telling us we're doing great. I appreciate the encouragement.
Why are people so nice? I'm sure they're like, this is a mess, but we'll say good things.
Yeah.
I love
I
nice
think
people.
nice.
We only talked
Um,
about this book for 5 minutes.
I have maybe more to say. I was just gonna say that I think I might consider continuing the series, but I have heard that books 2 and 3, like, aren't as good as the first one,
I
but
have also heard that.
I'm still, like, really intrigued to see, like, if Esun does find what is her daughter's name?
I have not a clue.
It starts with a D, I think.
Does it?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because I feel like it starts with a T.
Are you sure?
No?
This is already going so well.
Let's see. Let's see.
Oh, I know
Oh,
what I
how did...
wanted to
Oh,
ask.
sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
I just like realized what I wanted to ask. I was like, Nasun. Yes, thank
Not...
you.
We're both dumb.
Why did I think a D? I don't. Wait,
The
D.
second book, though, I've heard follows in Nasun's point of view. Like, it focuses more on Esun and Nasun,
I've heard that people
their
think
point of
she's kind
view.
of annoying, but I don't know if that's like a widely accepted thing. Apparently, just yeah.
How did you feel about the second?
That's just what I remembered I was gonna ask. The second
What is...
person POV.
Yeah. I was like, the
Honestly,
second?
yeah, honestly, at first I was like, what's going on? But I feel like I've never read from second person POV before.
Me either.
So it just felt like I was being called out half the time. I was like, I'm not doing anything. Don't look at me like that.
No, I love that.
I felt like it made it like more engaging, and I just felt like even though I wasn't super invested in Nasun's journey, I did keep wanting to read her chapters just because they were so interestingly written.
Interesting.
What do you
See,
think?
it just kept taking me out of the story.
Really?
Yeah, because which I get. Well, I don't get exactly why, and I've heard like in books 2 and 3, it's revealed why it's told in a second person POV, but it was just so jarring every single time to be like you, and I'm like, me? Wait, it really took me out
Really?
because
Because
I
I felt like
feel
no.
I feel like it wouldn't have bothered me so much if like the whole book was written that way, but it was just already so jarring to switch between POVs and then timelines and then how it was written. It was just too much for my tiny little brain to like handle.
You don't find out why it's second person until the end of the third book. That's so far away
What?
from now.
But now I'm like kind of intrigued. Like I want to continue the series to be like, why?
I'm
Like,
considering
for
like
that.
picking them up as like audiobooks maybe. Just like casual
That
listening
yeah.
experience.
I don't think I could casually listen to it though. Like I feel like I'd have to do audiobook while reading.
Really, I kind of like casually listen to this one like for a couple of the chapters and I didn't mind it.
Was
I
it
read it.
easier to like grasp through audiobook?
No.
Okay. Yeah, clearly we shouldn't have picked a high. Okay, this book choice was definitely mine. I mean, we voted, but there's 2 of us.
Really, because I thought it was my choice. So I was like, what did I do?
Was it?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I remember your beautiful graphic that you made for it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. Katie should be a graphic designer, everyone.
No, Katie should not be a graphic
We should endorse that.
I agree with this actually. I feel like if the whole book would be in second person, it would lose the effect it had.
Hold on. Cheyenne had a smart person thought that I didn't have.
Thank
They
you.
said I took it as she was trying to convince herself to be someone she's not.
That's a good point because she was kind of grappling with that, like trying to differentiate between the points in her life. Like not wanting to be Sinai anymore. That's interesting.
Right. And that like, yeah, she's changed her name 3 times.
Yeah.
And so now she's just living through the reader. Or maybe I'm just pulling that out of my ass. But
No, I like that.
That's a smart person thought, Cheyenne. I like that theory a lot.
I love a good awkward pause.
I was like, I had nothing to follow up to talk about after.
How do you feel about how this book ended with like the very last line where Alabaster is like, have you heard of the moon?
I don't even remember the last. You've heard of the moon.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was so just out of place. and just unexpected. Like, if you were to give me a chance to guess what the last line would be, like a vague inkling, throwing that out there, it never would have been correlated to the moon.
No, me either.
Um,
I never
I
thought about the moon in all of this.
yeah, but apparently, like, there was no moon, like, the entire time,
Yeah.
which is wild because I'm wondering if something happened to the moon, which is why, like, the seasons started and why the Earth keeps getting, wrecked.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Here's
I think that's
my hot
very
take for the day.
oh, I want the
The
hot take.
obelisks came from the moon. I don't know what the logistics of that are, but I'm putting it out there. The obelisks, though, really confused me as a whole.
Me too, but I thought those came from well, maybe they came from the moon originally, but I know they came from, like, what's her face discovered? Binoff? Binoff
Oh,
discovered them, like, in the hole that
oh
her
my
and Maya,
god.
like,
Don't mind
discovered
me.
before the Guardian got murdered by the one
Yeah.
dude.
I don't know, just like the concept of the obelisks, I was like, what's the point exactly? Like, I know there's people in them, but like,
There's people in them?
isn't that how that works? There's people in the obelisks?
Stone eaters, right?
Maybe.
But they were, like, drawn to Sinai or to Essen, I guess?
Okay, but like the visual of that
I don't
is
know.
terrifying. Could you imagine just like looking behind you and there's this giant rock in the sky like following you?
But it was slow. Like, it
Yeah.
was a slow progression because it moved towards the town they were originally in.
See, but I was kind of
Like,
like, I know this is not how it's supposed to be, but I was imagining it moving faster
just, like, zipping across the sky,
or like
knocking down
this.
people left and right.
Does have rocks go in the sky?
Were there any characters, like, side characters that you got oddly attached to?
Not really. I didn't
No?
find this to like I didn't really connect with any of these characters, to be honest.
That's fair. I just really like, I don't know why. Like, I even wrote down in my notes, like, I can't tell you why I like this character, but Beanoff, like, I really enjoyed her character.
Because
Yes.
Binoff in Demaya's timeline, she annoyed me to no end. I was like, "Go home. Get out of
I
here."
loved her. I thought it was so interesting how, like, Estelle was, like, infiltrating, and I was, like, intrigued and captured by, like, what she was trying to discover. I will say, though, her name as Beanoff, I kept reading as Bidoof from Pokemon. So that was a little bit like, "Nope, that's not how you say the name, Cass. It's Beanoff, not Bidoof," but I really wanted to share that. I liked the character a lot, and I'm glad we get to see more of her now that she was revealed as what's her face?
Like Tonki,
Um,
is that her name?
Tonki? All these names are wild, but Tonki. Hoa, that's an interesting character. I
Yeah,
was
he creeped me out, honestly. Like
confused and yeah, creeped
I
out.
liked him, but I was like questioning.
Yeah. I was definitely suspicious of this random child, and I'm not, like, a fan of kids either, so I was like, "Yeah, ditch the kid.
But
Ditch
he
the kid."
doesn't really act like a child, which makes
Mm-mm.
sense. But so
Yeah.
I didn't like can't hold it against him.
I wasn't that surprised with the reveal that he was a stone eater,
Yeah.
right? He's a stone eater? Did I get
Um,
that reveal right?
yeah.
I saw something coming. Like, I didn't know what, but when that was revealed, I wasn't like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah." I knew something was up with him.
Any other characters that you have any strong feelings towards?
Sorry, I can literally hear my neighbors yelling, like, through my noise canceling earbuds. Like, that is how loud they are.
Are your neighbors ever chill?
No. I swear, like,
No,
they're
every time me and
in
Cass talk, she's like, "I've had it with my upstairs neighbors."
they're literally the worst. Like, every time I sit down to record, I, like, reach for the record button, and then it's, like, stomping, and then their dog's barking, and then they're, like, yelling at their kid, like and I can hear, like, full on, like, words through the wall of, like, what they're yelling at this two-year-old child.
Mm-mm.
It's not the vibe. It is not the vibe. I was like, "You should not be cussing out your two-year-old."
They're cussing out their
It is in
2-year-old?
Yes, it's insane.
Go
It's
protect that child.
Yeah. But also the child's annoying, but I can't really blame the child. But when it's running up and down the hall, I can. I just ugh. Huh. But yeah, I literally can just hear them screaming, so hopefully y'all can't.
I can't.
That's
Makes me
that's
feel
probably good. That's probably for the best.
yeah.
Get a broom and also make noise against your shared surface. No, I'll
Honestly,
blast music, like, no apologies. I'm like, "You're hearing my K-pop music, and you're gonna love it." The bass probably reverberating through the walls, like, they're tick for tack. Like,
it's
they're
what
they're
they
gonna get
deserve.
some noise.
Which song would you blare at them?
I would just hit shuffle on my playlist.
Hmm.
I don't I don't really have, like, a "this is the song" that I'm just gonna
Yeah.
loop. This is the song I put on when I'm feeling malicious.
You don't have one of those?
No. I
This
feel
is
like
a
I should now, like, find, like, the most, like, bass heavy song I possibly can and just blast it through my computer speakers,
nice.
like, hold my speakers up to the ceiling.
Okay, we have a good question. How do you feel about Cyanide killing her child? Honestly, I felt like bad for what is the child's name? Koru? But I
Koru.
feel
I'm
like
not even gonna try to pronounce the full name,
Koru hang on.
like
No, there's no way I'm gonna be able to figure it out. That
but I wanna hear you say it now. Like, now you
Koru.
have to.
Ah.
Coronum? Coronum. Corundum? Corundum. Corunum dum.
I think it's Kurun. I mean, I listened to the audiobook, so like you'd think I would know how to pronounce it, but I really
Yeah,
don't.
hold on. What the heck?
Because when I was reading it, I was like, that's an interesting name, but now I can't figure out how to
I
pronounce
do
it.
like the name Koru. I think
I
it's
think
cute.
it's cute. But I see why she did it. And honestly, like if that was my child, I don't know if I could bring myself to do it, but like it will be like imagine your own child becoming a node maintainer. That's terrifying.
Right. I
So I
think
see why.
she wasn't well, it's hard to say if, like, Esun got, like, super attached to her first kid because, like, a lot of the time I feel like when we were getting scenes that Koru was in, like, they were either with Alabaster or Esun. Why do Esun? Inen. Inen.
Yeah.
I was like, "Wait a minute." Or Inen. Like, we didn't really get Koru with, Esun that much, and I don't know. I get why it was necessary. But poor Alabaster, bro. He was attached to that child. When he came back, I was very excited. I was also very confused why he was, like, sucked into the earth.
No, me too. When that was happening, I was like, but why though?
Yeah, but why?
I mean, I know it was like that stone eater that he was close to, right?
Right.
Like antimony, maybe. But like, why'd she do that?
Yeah, it kinda screwed up. But he was so happy, and to see him just ugh. Oh, and that one villain, the main guardian, Shafa?
Shafa,
Bro.
he irritated me to no end, obviously,
He
but
was such a good villain, but I hate villains that are, like, manipulative, like, Demaya, like, loved Shafa or
yeah,
Shafa, whatever,
I think it's Shafa.
and to just see that reality and that world that she had built up, like, on that island just crumble simply because she was trying to, like, help the town that was burning, like, I'm 100% convinced it was a trap,
Oh yeah, I could see that.
but 2 years that trap was laid, like, that's another thing that, like, the time jumps were crazy to keep up
Oh,
with.
yeah, it like kind of took me out of the story. It was like it was 1 year later. Koru.
It was a
It's like
2-year
one.
jump, wasn't it?
Was it a 2 year jump?
I think it was a 2-year jump.
Hmm. But it was kind of like, I mean, it makes sense, but also like, I don't know.
You know who I wanted to say this earlier
Yeah.
when I was like, I wanted to say something, but I forgot. Inan's character kinda gave me Nicholas Lansoff vibes
Hmm.
from Shadow and Bone. Like, I don't know, their characters felt maybe because they both were, like, captains, like, on a ship, but I feel like there was more than that. Like, I don't know. They gave me the same vibe because whenever we were introduced to Inan's character, I was like, Nikolai? Is that you? Also, I said
Ian,
Nicholas instead of Nikolai.
I didn't even catch that.
I'm glad
But
I caught
also,
myself. Like,
Ian's
oops.
a pirate and Nikolai is a privateer, so
Okay. Point made. Point made. I'm so proud of us still having 27 people on this live.
thank you for sticking around.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Are there any other questions? Any other discussions we want to have? I'm going to look through my notes again, see if there's anything else worth noting.
You know what I found kind of interesting about this book is that it kind of gave me like a sci-fi dystopian vibe, which wasn't exactly what I was expecting going into it because I just expected like high fantasy. But
Right.
the fact that like it's like the establishment is like taking over the world, like the earth basically. And that's
No,
not what I was
that
expecting.
is the vibe. That's yeah. This didn't really feel fantasy. It did feel more sci-fi.
Yeah. Which I'm not usually into
Especially
sci-fi, but if this wasn't bad.
that is true. Have you read like any sci-fi books that you can think of?
I don't think so. I don't know. I started reading Cinder. I got like
You
100
did?
pages into it and then I stopped.
When?
I don't know, like last month maybe. I was just
Real
listening to the audiobook of it.
Bro, The Lunar
What?
Chronicles is like one of my favorite series in terms of like characters.
See, I
Like
want to know what happens, but I'm like, I don't like robots, cyborgs.
but that is what's put it, bro. the This book literally, or the series, contains one of my favorite like fictional couples. Like not
Is
trying
it
to hype this up, but totally
in the
trying to
second
hype this
one?
up. Huh?
Is it in the second one?
Oh my god, no, the second one's garbage.
I thought it was the second one.
Oh my god, no. It's the
Oh,
third one.
I'm
The
so
second one is
sorry.
absolute garbage. Like I'm so sad that it's that bad. It's so boring. It's so boring.
We'll keep in mind.
But if you do, like I feel like you should continue Cinder, maybe. I don't know, but
You
if you
know
don't
what?
like sci-fi, I don't know. Like I don't go out of my way to pick up sci-fi books, but I've read like a few and I've enjoyed them. That's interesting. But that's like me with classics. Like I'm not going to go out of my way to start a classic, okay? You
I
have your
will.
phases.
Like every 2 months out of any given point in time, I'm like, I love classics, and then there's just one day where I'm like, I'm over it. I can't
No.
do it anymore.
Yeah. And I'm so glad you've logged that because it's just in and out constantly.
Yeah.
Like
So expect
classics.
another one in
They're the
like
best.
2 months.
And then you're like, I don't have the brain power for a classic right now.
No, honestly, I started Anna Karenina, and I'm like 200 pages into it, but I'm like, can I get through the other 600 pages? Probably not.
I don't think there's any classics that I want to willingly pick up.
But the thing is, like, I'm enjoying it. Like, it's really
Okay.
good
Good on you.
and juicy, honestly. Like, it's very drama filled, but it's just so long.
Yeah, that was a thick boy. That was yeah. Could not be me. Well, not with a classic. I don't think I could. The only classic I've ever in like all the classics I've read were for high school or for middle school, and there's two that I enjoyed, which was
Which
Fahrenheit
one?
451
That's a good one.
and was it Pride and Prejudice?
You
No, it
told
was
me you
Jane
liked
Austen.
Jane Eyre at one
Jane
point.
Eyre, not Jane Austen. Jane Eyre. Yeah.
No, I used to get those confused a lot, like, before I knew things about, like, books. I was like, is Jane Eyre an author? I'm confused.
Yeah, and I read Jane Eyre through audiobook, but I never wanted to continue it because we had to like chapter like assignments and shit.
Yeah.
But I never wanted to continue it. But then when I was like listening to it on audiobook, I was like, okay, narrator's kind of good. Like this is kind of funny. Like it
Yeah.
has some good moments, but overall, like I wouldn't pick up a classic, which is I guess how you feel about sci-fi. But I just thought of another thing I wanted to say about the 5th season.
Yeah.
Since that's like what the live stream is about. Is I feel like it was like halfway through the book. I think it was before. No, it definitely was before Cyanide was revealed to be Demae, and then all the POVs like merged together.
Yeah.
But I thought It was so cool. Like, I thought I had a smart person thought. I was like, "Wow." Like, each of these point of views we're following from, like, a different point in the what's the system called? There's a word.
The no,
Ba, ba, ba. What's it called?
I wish I knew.
I do know. I wrote it down. Well, I don't know clearly, but I do know. Oh, the fulcrum, like the academy thing, the fulcrum.
Oh,
I thought it was following, like each of their points of view. So we had like Demaya, who's like just being like initiated into like going through the fulcrum, and then we had Sinai, who was like a four ringer, which I really like the ring system. I thought that was really cool.
I think that's
Um,
cool too.
and like she's like in it, and then we had Essen, who either like was hiding out from it or like just escaped it. Um, is what I thought at the time. Clearly, I know now that they're all the same. But I felt so like big brain for being like, that's why we have all these perspectives. Like we're following like each. And then it was just like, no, that's the timeline, you dumb bitch. So,
Did the narrator call you a dumb bitch?
I mean, I don't think Essen ever like called herself a dumb bitch because that's the second person POV and POV POV POV. Hey, our see, Olivia and I, we're on the same page.
Oh,
So
somebody
I'm
wants
gonna
to.
consider it a smart person thought since Olivia
Yeah.
seems like a smart person because
Somebody wants to bring attention to all the queer representation in this book, and I felt like I haven't read a ton of high fantasy, but the ones I have, it's like very non-diverse, and I just loved the diversity.
or the diversity like feels forced. Like it feels like they're like, let me check these boxes. This one felt it was so good.
Yeah.
Like with all the representation that was in this book. It was insane. And it didn't feel like it was just N.K. Jemisin like checking a box to be like, all right,
Like, this is the
there's
story.
that queer representation.
Yeah.
And the polyamorous relationship was so good.
Yeah.
It was
like
so good.
I don't know if I've ever read a book with a polyamorous. No, maybe The Dark Artifices has one, I guess, but this is like the first like adult one that I've read about.
The Dark Artifices has one?
Yeah, between Mark, Kieran.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like,
Like,
YA is a bit different, but this one I feel like it just works so well. And I thought it was really funny when they called it a 2.5 some though.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I found it interesting that like Sinai and Alabaster still weren't like, oh, they're in love too.
No, I was really expecting them to like, realize over time that they did have like feelings for each other. But the fact that like 2 years later she was like, I still can't stand you. I was like, what a plot twist.
Yeah, no, I did like their relationship a lot, but it sucked going into it knowing that it wouldn't. Like I knew they were all goners. Well, I didn't think all of them were goners, but I knew like their little peaceful life on that little island was too good to be true, and it was not gonna last. Yeah. I don't know why like chat just updated for me. Like there's like a few that didn't pop up earlier. Like Olivia asking where the STEM girlies are. Like tell us how rocks go in the sky. I didn't see that comment earlier. Literally all these comments are just popping up. What the heck? Y'all are funny. Like y'all should be the ones hosting this, not me.
Honestly. Like take it away.
Olivia, turn on your camera, please. Do we have next month's book planned? Do we, Katie?
We do not.
Do we? Let me open the document.
We have some ideas, but do you guys have anything you'd like to maybe throw out some suggestions?
I'm trying to find the document.
Because I'd like to pick something that you guys want to read as well.
Something that's not high fantasy. Okay?
No high fantasy?
I want a break. I need like an easy book. I mean, but if y'all want high fantasy, I'll do high fantasy. But
no, I mean it's whatever. We could do like a YA fantasy, something lighter.
We had a few. Do you want me to read them out, Katie? I
Yes.
found the document. The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell. A Sorcery of Thorns by
Actually, I'm reading Sorcery of Thorns right now.
Just kidding, not A Sorcery of Thorns.
So
The
sorry.
Gilded Wolves or The Wrath and the Dawn, which I don't know. We didn't write down the
That's
authors,
that's by
so
Renee Audier. It's like a I'm sent here to kill you, but I fall in love with you type deal.
what is?
The Wrath and the Dawn, I think.
Oh, is that?
Pretty sure.
Ooh, we love a good enemies to lovers.
That we do.
Strange the Dreamer. I have not. I have heard good things about that.
I have it. So if you guys want to read it, that could be an option.
Emily said this was her first 5-star read of the year,
Wow.
which like good for it being 5 stars, but
Honestly,
I can't imagine being this late into the year with a 5-star. Oh my
I'm
goodness.
throwing out 5 stars like left and right. I feel like I give
You get a
so
5-star and you get a 5-star.
literally.
That's yeah.
Like I just love so many things. I'm like it's what it deserves.
Oh, absolutely.
Most of the time.
Absolutely. I'm really easy with like my ratings, I feel like. Just because every time I go to give a book a bad review, or not a bad review, like a low star rating, I'm like, well, I could never do that. Like the author spent how many years on this book for it to be garbage? No. There's not a lot of books that like I 1 or 2 star. Other than
Rarely. I don't think I've ever given a book a
Ugh.
1 star because I just wouldn't finish it.
I have. Oh
Which
my
one?
gosh. Diary of an Oxygen Thief by Anonymous. I vlogged that whole experience. Garbage. Den of Vipers by K.A. Knight was
I've heard so many people talk like shit about that book and it's so funny.
oh my god. It was like 600 or 800 I think it was 600 pages of just
600
utter garbage.
pages.
Yeah. And I believe in not giving like a star review for books that I DNF. Like if I get halfway through, I'm not going to give a star rating. Like I don't, you didn't finish the book. Like it could have redeemed itself. You don't know that. So I was already so into the book, not like into it, like invested, just like page wise.
Yeah.
That I thought might as well continue. Just for I could give this book a 1 star. So bad.
Because it's what it deserves.
So bad. Yeah. We got a lot of talk about Strange the Dreamer. I don't know anything about it. So let me Google
There's blue people in it. I know that much.
There's a what?
There's blue people in it.
Oh, there's blue people. Little Avatar action.
I always get that book and the Starless Sea confused for some reason, but I think that's the one with blue people.
Let's see. Okay, where's the summary, my guy? It's got a 4.3 on Goodreads.
I've heard very good things about Strange the Dreamer and like the writing style and all that.
Yeah, Laini Taylor. Let's see. I don't know if I want to read this book description. I don't have a good like voice to read things, I feel like.
Well, don't ask me to do it.
Your audiobook presentation to me was beautiful, Katie. Don't diss yourself. The dream chooses the dreamer, not the other way around. Okay, I'm already hooked. And Laszlo Strange, war orphan and junior librarian, has always feared that his dream chose poorly. Since he was 5 years old, he's been obsessed with the mythic lost city of Weep, but it would take someone bolder than he to cross half the world in search of it. Then a stunning opportunity presents itself in the person of a hero called Godslayer and a band of legendary warriors, and he has to seize his chance or lose his dream forever. And then the rest of the summary is just questions. What happened in the Weep 200 years ago to cut it off from the rest of the world? What exactly did Godslayer slay that went by the name God? And what is the mysterious problem he now seeks in solving? The answers await in Weep, but so do more mysteries, including the blue-skinned goddess who appears in Laszlo's dream. How did he dream her before he knew she existed? And if all the gods are dead, why does she seem so real? Welcome to the Weep. I'm intrigued.
I've literally never looked up a summary for that book, and I've owned it for like a year.
I don't actually have it, but I think I want to say Jesse the Reader. Like that's where I first heard like raving reviews. Was back when I used to watch his channel, which is like 2 years ago.
Books with Chloe. It was her favorite book for a really long time. She was like
Was it?
obsessed with it. Yeah, and I was like,
Interesting.
obviously I'm gonna read it now.
I love Books with Chloe.
Me
She's
too.
iconic. I finally followed her on Instagram because I didn't. Girlie looks like she's living her best life. I was like, I
I
want to be
know. I'm
Chloe.
like, I
Let's
wish that were
see.
me.
So I feel like since y'all dedicated like a solid 52 minutes to this live stream already, and y'all are saying Strange the Dreamer, should that be it?
I feel like maybe yes.
Okay, for the people that are here, like I feel like y'all get priority, okay? For putting up with like the 15 minutes of me not being here. Okay, we're getting lots of guesses. They're finally popping up in chat.
Okay.
So that is our what's the next
Here we
one?
go.
August?
4 is enough
Our
for me.
August?
August pick.
August pick, Strange the Dreamer. I am very excited for this one. It's not an adult fantasy, right?
It's YA.
It's why thank God.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind adult fantasies, but like I don't think I could do back to back because one, I'm gonna get them confused, like universe wise. Like I know it. And I don't know. I want to feel smarter when talking about these books.
I feel like this is the kind of book I should read when I'm like 30. You know?
Right? Like I feel like I would appreciate it more. Like if I had more of a brain.
Yeah.
Cuz I know the writing is genius. Like I'm aware of it. So I feel bad for, giving it a 3.5.
Yeah.
But
Like I can recognize the fact that this book is like amazing, but
there's just so much going on that I just couldn't comprehend everything. But I feel like on a reread, I'll give it a higher star rating, which I typically do with adult fantasies or just complicated YA books. I remember when I first read the last book in the Throne of Glass series, Kingdom of Ash, I 3-starred it because there was just so much to keep up with and I was still so confused. And then I reread it, I think last year, and I gave it a 5 stars and it was just the audacity of me giving it a 3 stars was just unbelievable. So I feel like if I go back and reread it, now that I understand how everything's going on and like the universe and the political systems, which are so complex, and just N.K. Jemisin truly is a genius, but too much of a genius
for me.
that I was confused. Yeah.
No, I feel like this book, especially this one, would be really good for a reread because you could read it through like the lens of knowing that this is the same person and like try and pick up on the things that like link the POVs together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I knew that was gearing up for another awkward pause. I knew it. Book 2 of the Obsolete Gate really brings things together, and it was really cool to see the author's writing come together. I feel like I want to continue the series, but just like not now.
That's fair. Yeah, I say I might continue it, but I probably won't.
Like in theory, it would be nice
because I want to know what happens.
Right, but I don't feel like super invested to be like, okay, I have to. Like I am intrigued about like Essen's, like why it's written in the second POV, but I don't know if that is reason enough to be like, okay, I've got to invest like another like 5 hours, 5 or 6 hours. How long?
And like the thing is, I would assume that like Cyanide was like my favorite POV, but obviously you're not going to get another Cyanide POV, so I'm assuming this second and third should just focus on Essun.
Essun and then her daughter Nasun or Nasun. I don't know.
So yeah,
I'm like falling out of frame. Well, am I even in focus? Have I been in focus?
Kind of.
Okay. Brilliant.
Are you on your camera? Oh,
yeah.
I was gonna say one focus can a webcam be, but
I guess
that's
you're
fair. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I keep looking over here because that's where my computer's at. I am crazy, but not in the regards of me glancing over here, making sure I don't look completely stupid.
Can confirm she is crazy.
But I feel like the people that are friends with me are also a little bit insane. And so are the people on this live stream for watching us together. All right. Do we have any other things to say? Because I feel like an hour of us just rambling about various topics is probably just so
Hey,
much
we're
to
only
watch.
at 55 minutes now. I could ramble for
Technically
4
like
more.
45 since I wasn't even here for 10 minutes, but I feel like I'm out of things to say. I said everything on my little notes list. Oh, Ashley puts it so well. I recognize it's well written, but not for me.
That's like, I feel like that's exactly how we feel.
That's, oh my gosh. See, why are we doing this? I can't
Ashley
ever put my
said it.
thoughts into like words, but
Let's wait for the people in the chat to do it for us.
oh my gosh. I love y'all. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Are we ready to wrap it up? Are we ready to say
so.
goodbye?
Guys, I've had such a good time, honestly.
Me too. This wasn't as stressful as I thought. Like in the beginning it was just because like the technical difficulties, but I feel like we actually had things to say.
Gearing up
I really like that.
I was
people,
like really nervous. I was like,
me too.
I'm not ready for this.
Y'all engaging like really made it better. Like it really kept me like thinking of things to say because I was like, well, one, I want to entertain y'all because you're spending your valued time like with us, which is a bold choice on your end. But yeah, I really loved the participation. Thank y'all so much for showing up and dealing with some chaos. Maggie says we should do some reading sprints for Strange the Dreamer.
I would love to do reading sprints. I want to do them so badly.
Yes, I want to participate more in the Discord. I read this book 3 days ago, which is why like I didn't like I finished it in 2 days and I like finished it 3 days ago. I really waited last minute.
Last night.
Did you?
It was like I kept like no, I've been reading it over the week. I've been reading like I split into 8 parts and I was like I'm gonna read a part a day. So I've been working on it for a while, but I just finished it like last night.
Yeah, I'm such a mood reader, which is not great when you have like a book that you have like a deadline for, because then I just put it off and keep putting it off. But with Strange the Dreamer, I want to participate in the Discord more and like do more like things together.
Yeah,
because I love our Discord.
Earlier, I love our Discord. I can participate in the Discord.
Okay. We're just gonna keep rambling. This is how all my outros goes too, like in my videos.
No, honestly.
I'll be like, thank y'all so much. Goodbye. Oh, but I also wanted to mention this, and then my like outro is 2 minutes long.
That's why I'm with intros, honestly. Like I just like keep talking.
Yes.
It never ends. I'm aware. It's like 10 minutes long. I'm like, we can't be doing this.
Yeah, your newest video. That was I think it was like a 5-minute intro before you're like, oh, let's read. Hey, at least you're consistent with your vlogs, okay?
I try.
I'm vlogging tomorrow. I'm doing like a weekend vlog. It's happening.
More vlogs.
Do what?
Bully Cass into making more vlogs.
Please don't bully me.
That's what I do.
I don't think I could handle it. Yeah, I'm in such. See, this is happening. See, I said goodbye, and now I'm gonna talk more. I'm in such a rut right now with YouTube. Like, I have a few videos that I just need to edit. I just have no motivation to film, but I'm telling myself I'm gonna film tomorrow because I'm driving 4 hours to Houston to go to an anime convention with my sister. And I'm like, that's entertaining. We both read. We will probably read on the way there. So, content, people. And I'm meeting one of my favorite YouTubers, Julianne Doodles. She does bullet journaling videos, so that might be like not in y'all's niche, but I get to meet her because she's in Texas right now, and I'm stupid excited. Look, Olivia's already bullying me. Olivia, that's what we need. I offered to give you my mic and my camera, okay? And you have the audacity to bully me.
DM Cass on Instagram and bully her there too.
Please don't. I already can't keep up with like comments. Like I can't keep up with anything else. I'm a mess right now, but I think it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna shut up because now it has been an hour.
There we go. We reached the hour mark.
Thank y'all so much.
Yes, thank you so
tuning
much
in
for watching and spending an hour of your morning with us.
I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
speak for Katie. We both appreciate it. Strange the Dreamer by author's name. I was gonna say the
Lainey
author's name.
Taylor.
Lainey Taylor. I thought it was Lisa, and I was like, it's definitely not Lisa. That is our August pick. Y'all get to be the first ones to know. We'll announce it on Discord and YouTube and stuff for everyone else can also know. But thank y'all so much for tuning in.
Yes. And
the next live stream will be on my channel.
Yes.
Not Katie's.
Link to Cass's channel should be, once this is live, in the description. But I'm sure you already subscribed to Cass.
Well, but if you haven't, like, you don't have to. Just know that the live stream's over on my channel.
I will bully you into subscribing to Cass.
You can't bully the audience, okay? We're the creators. We're the ones getting bullied. Okay.
Yeah, just go bully Cass.
Please don't.
Okay.
I mean, I'll take it.
We've done it again. We really need to go.
You're in control of ending the live. Like, you could cut me off mid-sentence. I have no control. I'm just here.
Okay, bye.
You gonna end it?